I have got a few pit stops here on the way to cardio. Number one being a trip to the vet. Rio needs some allergy medicine, which honestly I'm kind of surprised because I feel like I'm the one who needs more allergy medicine once things get, real extra polleny. I've kind of outgrown it a bit, but when I was, when I was a scrapper, I'm talking like 120 pounder. Oh my goodness. Yeah, my perception is like way off. I'm not describing myself as like, oh yeah, back when I was 12. It's back when I was 120 pounds. Well, either way, back when I was younger, anytime spring would just kind of come around and it would warm up, something about the pollen in the air, like it was to the point where I'd almost, honestly, just wearing like a mask probably would have worked for me. It's keeping some of the pollen just from congesting me. But yeah, that was freaking nuts. Not ideal. And frankly, in a gain sense, not ideal, right? I mean, if you've got legit allergies, it gets kind of tricky to actually even train hard and lift, because your respiratory system is like your pretty much number one line of defense against fatigue in a workout context, right? Like if I try to do a leg day and somebody put me in an oxygen deprivation mask, or like a like the altitude training kind of masks and stuff, no, I'd probably pass out. I can almost freaking guarantee it, right? So being able to huff and puff as hard as you can, that is a strength. This really sucked for me. It was maybe a few weeks before the show in Vegas. So, of course I'm doing like 2 hours of cardio. I pulled it back down to like an hour, but for a while it was 2 hours. And I don't know what happened. I got some kind of something. I had this rough ass cough. So like I was really kind of dry and like wheezy. And it was to the point where like even just sitting on the bike, like, I don't know, it was rough. I really could have used a humidifier in the apartment gym that I was doing the cardio in. But either way, feeling pretty good now. So plan is 30 minutes of seated cardio, and then I'll have some hamstrings later today. So when it comes to the overall trajectory of these next 4 or 5 months, I'm thinking I should be able to reach, well, I'm not necessarily concerned with hitting any particular number of body weight. I'm more concerned with just making muscle gains in a steady timeline. But if I had to guess, I would say probably by September I'll be walking around in the morning empty stomach at around at least 275, something along those lines. And then I think the plan would be to cut down and get ready for another competition later on. But I don't have to think about that for now. Let's just kind of be more concerned with the food intake. So frankly, all of my intake has been pretty, we're getting simple. A bit more bodybuilder style-ish. So what I mean by that is the last 5 meals I've had were just white rice, ground beef. Well, not the last 5 in a row, but within 2 days I've had 5 big ass bowls of like 100 grams of carbs of rice, half a pound of ground beef with some kind of buffalo barbecue sauce mixed up together. That has been a go-to meal, and frankly it's just so easy to eat. The thing's like 800 calories and only like 3 cups worth of food, and since it's still kind of moist from having all the sauce on it, it still just goes down like nothing, right? So that's really the name of the game, bulking wise, for me, that I've kind of gradually gotten a bit of a better understanding of. It's just eating foods that you can continue to eat, right? Because if I have let's say I have like 2 days where I eat metric crap load of food, and I'm talking tons, like thousands of calories, and then for the rest of the week I end up backing off because I kind of overdid it for those 2 days, and now I'm kind of getting back to a regular equilibrium. I don't care how much food you eat in those 2 days. If for the rest of the week you're eating like just barely at maintenance, you're not going to continue to see any kind of weight gain. So that's where I'd be kind of concerned with a beginner's approach with any kind of bulking endeavor. Is sometimes you're setting yourself up for failure just by giving yourself these unreasonable calorie intake goals. And then as soon as somebody misses a meal or two, or they don't hit their calories, or they don't do their cardio or something, it's like, oh crap, the whole thing's ruined. Screw it, done. I'm not cut out to bulk anyway. I've got a fast metabolism. It just burns through me, right? It doesn't have to be that strict. It's still something that you work up to. I was talking to an older guy at the gym yesterday, and he was it was kind of funny. I would not have expected him to watch these videos, but we were kind of chatting for a while, and he was telling me that one thing he really liked hearing was every time I was dieting down, every time I'd bring up some shit about having a cheat day or a cheat meal or going to Wendy's or something, just on occasion, sure, let's say I did a full-on hardcore diet. My goal is to get incredibly lean. That's my thing. And then I have 2 days where I overeat. Oh, excuse me. But I got 2 days where I overeat. I don't just have to throw in the towel because I had 2 off days. And I feel like a lot of people get into that. I don't remember where I heard it. Somebody said it was like a tire slashing approach. These guys give themselves a routine. They're like, all right, I'm going to do this, this, and this. 6 a.m. workouts, protein only, no carbs, full on keto. And then one day that they miss it, screw it, I'm done with this. I'm going back to square one. This is dumb. Doesn't work at all. No, man, it's something you do work towards, right? You don't need to take the ACT straight out of kindergarten, right? You got that whole time frame to work your way up to it. But the important part is that over time you continue working toward it. But I'm gonna do a couple little pit stops, and then I will see you after my 30 minutes have been completed. Probably a bit sweatier than I am now. Meow. You little sneezer? You little sneezer kitty? Yeah, so this guy must not like pollen so much. Right? I can relate with you there, that's for sure. And so just as a little bit of an update, yeah, you are looking at a damn fiend right here. Without a shadow of a doubt, this one would take a 5-pound flank off of the kitchen counter and run it across the house. Honestly, I don't think there's a limit. I think if it was even 10 pounds, he'd still manage to get it in his grips. He's super fluffy, though. Honestly, I I think about entering Rocky into a damn cat show. He did not look anything like this when we first got him. But once he got a bunch of food in his system and he gained 5 pounds, dang fluffiest black-haired cat I ever saw in my life. Yeah, there's this guy. He's a little skittish. He does not want to be picked up. That's for sure. He's more of a being pet kind of kitty. He does not want to be held. Then there's Rambo, number 4 and final. I think this is enough cats, but yeah, definitely a good spread. Ooh. Oh, I guess Rascal wants the limelight a little bit more. Oh, yeah. Well, this is nice. Frankly, if you got the space, I don't know why you wouldn't want some little critters running around. I guess if you were allergic, that's a little bit different. But nah, this is always a good group of guys to come home to. Meow. Oh, all right. Well, yeah, easy cardio. I'll get a full day of eating soon enough. I'll probably try to do it tomorrow or the next day. But I got some hamstrings later, so I will see you for that lift tomorrow. You got anything to say, buddy? Nothing. Meow.